Hey guys, it's Banang. Today I proudly and excitedly present you with a new tournament format. We are calling it Duelyst+1. The goal behind this is that we add a single new rule to the game. So we change the meta and see how players adapt their decks and adapt their playstyle. It's planned to be a series of different tournaments, and in every tournament there will be a single new rule. So this time it's a rule that will not be used next time, so every new tournament will see a new rule, no repeats. The idea is to promote more creativity and improvisation, and that's why we always will have unlimited decks and unlimited sideboard, and no cards ever will be banned, okay? If you want to know more about this tournament, follow the link in the description below. Today I want to talk about the first iteration of Duelyst+1, the first round, which is called Heavy Hitters. Let me read the rule to you. During your turn, every single instance of damage dealt to the enemy general may not be lower than 5. Okay, that's actually a really mouthful now that I pronounce it out loud. But what I want to say is, if you want to damage the enemy general, you have to deal 5 damage or more. That number you will see when you hit the enemy with a spell or with an attack has to be 5 or higher after all the effects, okay? So if he has any form of damage prevention, it has to be higher than 5 after preventing the damage. The only exception is if the damage is 0, that doesn't count as damage at all. You are still allowed to deal 0 damage because it's just like not attacking, okay? If you want to have a more clear clarification on all the specific situations that that came up during how do you say that, during thinking, what's the word, brainstorming, thank you very much. During brainstorming about this rule, check out the link in the description and read the clarifications. Of course, there will be prizes. The winner gets 6 core spirit orbs, and what I think is even more exciting, the winner gets to decide, or gets to help to decide on the next rule, okay, for the next tournament. If you have a special idea, want to try that out and see how it works out, well, win the tournament, okay? But don't be afraid, runner-ups will get prizes too, which is 1 orb less for every step down the ladder, okay? So there will be 4 winners, or 4 players who will get prizes in the end. What I want to do today is talk about the different factions and how I expect the meta to change, okay? What every faction might do to comply with the rule. First of all, in general, I believe artifacts will see lots of play, because that's one way to easily increase your general's attack and therefore hit the enemy's face and legally attacking him. Because of that, we will probably see lots of anti-artifacts like rust crawlers, maybe even artifact defilers, you know, these sorts of things. So that's the first thing I expect to see. Second of all, of course, high attack minions, because you are only allowed to deal damage when dealing 5 or more damage. Then obviously people will play minions with an attack of 5 or higher, right? But what I also expect to see more of are provoke minions, because that rule is meant specifically that you cannot deal damage on your turn. But if your opponent attacks into your minion, it doesn't matter how much damage he takes, it doesn't matter how much attack the attacked minion has. So provoke minions might be a good way to circumvent the rule, because that damage doesn't happen on your turn, but on your opponent's turn, where anything goes, okay? So how will Lionar most likely play in my mind? In my mind, I think, yeah, they already have great provoke minions with the Airdrop Guardian, with the Silver Guard Knight, and they have one very, very interesting artifact, which is the Arclight Regalia, okay? Because the Arclight Regalia prevents damage. However, that might be a double-sided blade. I think it's called blade, not coin. Because to prevent 2 damage, you basically allow more units to attack. Imagine a case. On your board, you only have yourself and a 2 attack minion, and then your opponent, who is Lina, equips a weapon, okay? Suddenly, you can attack with your 2 attack minion because it would do 0 damage, which is allowed. Then you can equip a weapon and deal full damage to the opponent, okay? So if you're, for example, a faction that has +3 attack on your on an artifact, you can suddenly use that artifact, whereas before, if your opponent did not play Arclight Regalia, you couldn't have used that artifact because, yeah, he would not be able to, he would take less than 5 damage. I hope you understand what I mean. The second card I think that we will see a lot of is Holy Immolation, actually. The 5 damage border was chosen specifically for Holy Immolation and Entropic Gaze, because Holy Immolation is just that strong. But I think we still will see this, because you can still remove enemy minions with that, right? So these are the 2 cards I expect to see a lot of: Arclight Regalia, Holy Immolation, and I guess Divine Bond, but we see that lots of that already. That's what I think about the Lioness. Second faction, Songhai. I actually think we will see lots and lots of Songhais because of those missing chipping damage that will not happen during the entire game. I believe the game will tend to be longer than the games we have right now, so you have more chances to apply your buffs, like I don't know, Saber Spine Seals, Killing Edges, these kinds of things. So you have more chances to apply buffs, to use those buffs to deal face damage, and of course in the late game you will have spiral techniques. We might see games where 2 or even more spiral techniques will be used, which would be mind-blowingly amazing. Also very, very interesting is, oh, do I even have that card? I don't. What I wanted to say about is the Grandmaster Zendo, okay? If you play the Grandmaster Zendo and your opponent attacks anything on his turn, well, he dealt damage to himself, so you are not responsible for all the damage he deals on his turn. Which means you can play anything, you can let him attack into anything. It doesn't even have to be 5 attack or more, okay? That's the interesting thing about Songhai. Vitruvian. Vitruvian, we've already seen lots of high general attack Vitruvian decks, right? I think there was a 1-turn kill Vitruvian deck a few days ago, which looked really, really impressive, and which I think is definitely possible in such a format, right? You have all your minions to deal with your opponent's minions, you hold on long enough until you have your hand, and you can then 1-turn kill your opponent. That's definitely possible. I think there are lots of very, very interesting plays possible here, especially with the artifacts, with Time Maelstrom, with Nosh'Rekt even, you know, because it doesn't matter how much attack your minion has, it only matters how much damage your opponent takes. So if you attack him with a 3 attack minion while the Nosh'Rekt is alive, well, you just dealt 6 damage, which is a legal attack. Very well. Then Abyssian. Yeah, Abyssian, I think in the last few, let's say, weeks, what we have seen is lots of Variacs. And if you play Lilith and Variacs, you spawn 5 attack dudes, right? And those dudes can attack your opponents. So that's definitely possible. Second of all, what we see lots of is Cassivas. And Cassivas, with her board control capabilities, is definitely able to hold on long enough until her big hitters come out in form of, oh, I don't know, you might have seen cards like Spectral Revenant, that if it goes face, it deals more than 5 damage and is definitely a loud attack. So Abyssians definitely have lots of ways to win in such a format because, yeah, she relies a lot on heavy hitters and she has lots of heavy hitters. Even small minions can be buffed with a Shadow Reflection, so, you know, they can deal damage to the enemy's opponent's general. Then we have Magma. I think Magma is my biggest inspiration for coming up with this rule. I'm really fed up by all those small, continuous, but really small damage instances, like Entropic Gazes, like Decimus, for example, like Tectonic Spikes. And that's why I came up with a rule that says, yeah, well, only 5 damage or more. That way, you have to play Magma differently, but it's definitely possible, okay? First of all, you can buff up your minions, so your small to medium-sized minions are big enough to attack. Or you just wait for your grow minions, because the game should be slower. Your grow minions can survive a bit longer and can grow to sizes that are big enough to attack your opponent's face. Also, what they still have and can still use is a Thumping Wave. We see Thumping Wave lots and lots, and that enables every creature out there to attack, so that's definitely possible. And what we might see more of is the Drogon play, you know? Also very one-turn kill-ish combo Drogon. That might be very interesting. So, oh, and of course the artifact, right? The Adamantite Claws improves your attack to more than 5. That's definitely possible. So Magmar has lots of options to play in this format too. Finally, we come to Vanna. Yeah, I was unsure if Vanna can survive in such a scenario because the one general relies a lot on her Bloodborne spell, which is Fey, and Fey deals 2 damage, so you basically can never use your Bloodborne spell. I say basically because you can still remove force fields, for example, with it, okay? So it's definitely possible, it's just very difficult. And other than that, Fey, the way at least I play Fey, is you rely on lots of small minions that are just really annoying and deal lots of small damage. And all your big, heavy hitters are either very clunky or very easy to remove, like the 5-drop there, the Arctic Displacer, for example. You have to do something else to make Vanna work. But that's also one reason why I'm very excited for this format, because we might see other decks, okay? We might see different kind of playstyles, and this is exactly what this format is supposed to do: promote different kind of playstyles, let the imagination of the players run wild, see how they try to cheat the rule, so they don't break the rule, but they are very close to breaking it. Okay, I'm definitely very excited for this tournament. It will be held on Sunday, 9 AM PST and 6 PM Central European Time. But check out the link in the description below for more details, and I will be streaming the whole event, so I hope I will see you then. Until then, have a good practice time. There's a Discord for organizing practice sessions. That link again is down below, and I will see you hopefully on Sunday. Goodbye.